All right, so let's take a look here. So we just actually entered in our inventory, right? So that's what we did. We put it in our journal, we put it on our ledger, we updated the subsidy ledger, and we actually utilized the inventory worksheet for the first time, okay? So let's go see what is next. Okay. So here we are going to be entering in 2 more purchase orders, okay? This time we're going to be buying 250 pounds of coffee, right? We're going to buy 125 pounds of regular coffee for $1.35 per pound, and then we're going to buy 125 pounds of Supreme coffee at $1.55 per pound. All right, so let's go ahead and then we're also going to do another purchase order from Restaurant Supplies, and we're going to buy 1 commercial refrigerator for $2,998. Okay? Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and plug in our purchase orders here. Okay, so let's start with the first one. We have here, which is going to be the 306. Okay, today is still the 10. Okay, we purchased from Atlas Coffee. Okay, what did we buy? We bought regular coffee and we bought Supreme coffee. Okay, your quantity is 125 pounds at a unit price of the regular coffee was $1.35, while my Supreme coffee was $1.55. Okay, so that means total cost is going to be $169 for the regular coffee, and this one's going to be $193.75, giving you a grand total of $362.50. Okay? So that was my first purchase order for the regular for the coffees. Okay? The next one is for the 307. We're going to go ahead and it's the 10. We're going to be purchasing from Restaurant Supplies, right? For a commercial refrigerator. Okay? And we're only buying one, and its unit cost is $2,998. All right? Which is going to give me $2,098. So therefore, that is the total amount that my purchase order is for. Okay, for $2,998. All right, so that's my purchase order, so we can be done with those. So let's see what's the next thing I received. I end up receiving my coffee brewer and coffee grinder from Haley Rose. Awesome. Okay, so let's check this out. It's from Haley Rose. We got some terms here. We got the cost, right? We got the applied down payment right here for $1,171. So this is now what I owe. I owe $2,634.15. Okay? So, what do I do with this? Okay? Well, first off, I'm going to tell you this. Okay? Here's a few extra things when we are assuming that we're going to acquire them, right? I'm going to tell you that the coffee grinder, okay, is going to be also needing some installation and some reinforcements and electrical work, okay? So that means you're gonna have to install it. How are we gonna install it? We're gonna reinforce a foundation that needs to be on it, and we need to also have another electrical outlet because right now we don't have enough outlets. So in this case, right, what do we need to do? That means the coffee grinder needs some extra work to be upgraded and so that it can properly function and be placed into service. So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to place it into a miscellaneous suspense account. Why? Just because right now they're not yet its full asset. Make sense? I want it once it's complete with everything. That's where I want you to ensure that you have the equipment in full before we transfer it over our into our like designated accounts. So in this case, I want you to utilize miscellaneous suspense. Right now, that's just a temporary placeholder account that I designated just so that we can, add of all of our fixtures on there and necessary things that we need to complete the asset for service. And then when we're done, then we can remove it out from, the actual our actual miscellaneous suspense account and put it into its designated account. Okay, so right here, miscellaneous suspense is $19.90. Okay, all right, and because this is a bill, right, and we're definitely going to choose to pay it later, right, because it costs $2,634, and right now we only have $7,000 in our bank account. So right now we're going to take advantage of the terms and not pay now, but we will pay within 30 days. Okay. So today is the 10th, right? We received the brewer and coffee grinder on the 10th. Now, like I mentioned, you're going to drop this into miscellaneous suspense account. Right? Because I told you to do so. All right? If we're not paying now, then what are we creating? What account would I use to represent that I'm not going to pay now, but I am going to pay later? Accounts payable. Okay? And then we have one more component here, just like how we did in the previous. Not checking. How do we apply the down payment? You can look the transaction right above. Yes, that's where we put our down payment, right? That's our advance payment, which we're going to take and apply it to the invoice. Okay? So right there, prepaid accounts, which is $18,600. Okay? Now my prepayment or my down payment was $1,171.87. Okay, I owe $2,634.15. So in grand total, how much was my purchase for the coffee brewer and coffee grinder? That's just That's just without the tax.
Okay, so it would be 3,806.02.
Correct. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, because eventually this is what's going to happen, you're going to have to make a separation between the coffee brewer and the coffee grinder, right? So what I want you to do here is on the side, well, let's go ahead and calculate this, right? What is going to be my what is going to be those amounts? Okay? If I have a coffee brewer, yes?
So it would be 2,266 times 0.0825, which is 186.95.
Okay.
And then we would do 1,249 with 95 cents times 0.0825, 103 with 12.
Okay. So in this case, this be 186.95, 186.95, and this is 103.12, 103.12. And does that give me the exact amount of tax? It gives me 290.07. Is that correct? Yes, 290.07. So that means my coffee brewer is going to be right now $2,452.95, while my coffee grinder right now is going to be $13.53. Gives me the total right here, right? Oh wait, I'm off. Oh wait, no, that's right. Okay. 380502. 80602, excuse me. So this is us to keep in mind how much the asset is going to cost me, because I am going to be transferring these amounts over into those respective accounts when I complete my transactions, okay? So now that I have all my information here, I can now plug it into my ledger. Starting with miscellaneous suspense, because that's the first account that we have on my list. So that should be the very last account that you have on your asset list. Okay, it's 610, right? You could say you purchased coffee brewer, and then you can have the price here for $2,452.95. Okay, plus coffee grinder for that 1353.07. Okay, and then you can also say and applied. Oh no, never mind. There you go. Post reference, right? Still on the journal 3, and we increased our account for $3,806.02. Okay, so those are my coffee brewer and coffee grinders. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We have our accounts payable because we owe money now. Okay, here we are, accounts payable. Did we get an invoice number? What is my invoice number?
351.
351. Okay. We increased what we owe which is $2,634.15. Okay? $2,634.15. So therefore, okay? All right. Last but not least, I need to have to apply my prepayment. So I'm going to go to prepaid accounts or my down payment, and I'm going to say here that I am applying applied down payment on brewer and grinder for invoice number 351. Okay. General Journals 3 still. And since we're going to be taking it out, right, because we're applying this down payment to our bill, it's going to be for the amount of $1171.87, right? Which will drop your prepaid accounts balance to $6,654.17. Okay, so let's actually finish up the journal real quick. So, who did I receive the bill from? Hallie Bros. They gave me an invoice number, 351. Applied down payment. And they gave you terms. What is my terms?
1%, 15, net 30.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and plug this into our subsidiary ledger because I owe Hallie Bros money now. So I need to update my subsidiary. Okay. So I locate Hallie Bros. So here, furniture store. Here, the Hallie Bros. There they are, right? I didn't record my other so hold on. I'm supposed to have another down payment on here. Okay, so I'm supposed to have the other transaction here, but I guess either I forgot or I didn't save it. So, all right. So now today is the 10. We received coffee, brewer, and grinder. Okay, and applied down payment. We received an invoice number 351. It's General Journal 3 that we're on, and we received a 1% discount if we paid in 15 days. If not, the entire bill is due in 30. So in this case, what day am I expected to pay to take advantage of my discount? What's my discount due date?
The 25th.
I have to pay on the 25th. All right. If not, the bill is due in 30 days, which gives me July 10th. Okay. And for this case, I do have a prepaid account, right? I paid $1171.87. And what was my total bill amount? For the $3,806.02. So therefore, if I applied my formula correctly, my bill statement should tell me that I owe $2,634.15, which is true. Okay? So that's how I utilize this section right here for the prepayment, is that when I receive the bill and I apply the down payment, then it's going to actually appear here on this section here, and we must acknowledge that we have to put in the full price for the invoice. Okay. So there you go. Now that I got my coffee brewer and coffee grinder, right? And if you want to, you can also discuss how much each one is, okay? And so on and so forth. All right. We already said that we received it, right, on the purchase orders. I don't think so. So purchase orders, we received the coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Here we are. Okay. When was the date that we received it? June 1st. Or June 10. Okay. And what was the invoice number? 351. So therefore, we received it. So let's see. Let's take a look. We received our desk. We received our counter and display shelves. We received the coffee brewer and coffee grinder. We received our table and chairs. We received our coffee mugs. All right. The only thing we haven't received was what we submitted today, which is the coffees and the refrigerator. So we're still pending on those two purchase orders. Okay. So that means, all right, we can be done with this transaction because we recorded everything that we needed to record. Okay. So again, we need to do some fixtures on the coffee grinder. Okay. So we're going to do a reinforcement for the foundation, and we are going to also do some electrical work. Okay. So then let's see what happened here. All right, June 10, right? We end up receiving another bill. This time it tells us to split the freight over 50% for the coffee brewer and the coffee grinder. So we end up receiving another invoice, but this time it's from Valley Delivery Services. And check this out. What are my terms? What are my terms for this transaction?
One 15:30.
Well, okay, let's look at the second bill, not the first one. This one is from Valley Delivery Services. Look again. the terms
Yeah.
for Valley Delivery Services?
COD.
What does COD mean?
Cash on delivery.
Yes, so that means I have to pay this shipping company, Valley Delivery Services, because they shipped me my coffee brewer and my coffee grinder. Now we're assuming that the coffee brewer and the coffee grinder, they're probably the same size. Okay? So that's why I'm going to say split it in half, okay? The freight. But in this case, right, we need to pay for it right now to be able to get it from this delivery service. Or in this case, we got to pay them off and say, hey, okay, thank you for delivering my coffee brewer and coffee grinder. So in this case, right now, where is my coffee brewer and coffee grinder? What account did I put them in?
Invoice.
What account did I put my coffee brewer? Say it again.
What is it? This I can't remember. Subsidiary.
No. Okay, so I'm asking you about the account.
Account. Brewer accounts payable.
Not accounts payable, but yes, no, because it's COD. I'm not going to owe Valley Delivery Company.
So checking.
Checking, right? I have to pay. I'm gonna pay them using a check because we don't have cash laying around. Okay? Now, where currently is my coffee brewer and coffee grinder? What account did I put them in? What did I do when I purchased them? I put it in a specific account.
It's not notes.
No, we're not owing them. Okay. Well, what did I tell you for the previous one? When I purchased the coffee brewer and coffee grinder, where did I want you to put it?
Miscellaneous.
We wanted to put it in miscellaneous suspense because right now there's some fixtures and things, additional things that I want to put on my coffee grinder. So my coffee grinder is not done yet. I want to make sure I get everything pieced together first, and then I will transfer it out into the proper accounts. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to place both of them in there, right? And now I'm going to put this in there because what does freight do? It's part of the cost of getting the asset to your store, right?
Yes.
Okay, so miscellaneous expense, $19,990. Okay, for how much? How much was this amount for? Oh,
350.
$350. Okay. Now, of course, I have to write a check to Valley Delivery Services, so let me go ahead and cut my check. Okay. For $350 to Valley Delivery Services. Okay. And Y to pay for ship shipment of coffee of brewer and grinder. Okay. So here I got the check number 1511. Okay. 1511. Okay, so I have all the information I need, right? Who delivered this to me? Or who did I write the check out to? Valley Delivery Services. What was my invoice number?
301.
301. And this was COD. And you paid using check number 1511 for $350. Okay? So let's go ahead and plug this into our ledger. Okay? Okay, I'm at miscellaneous expense. It's the 10. And then I have to go ahead and put shipping cost. Right? Shipping. I told you to split 50%. Okay. Still on journal 3. And I'm going to debit this account for $350, right? That's how much the shipping was, for $350. So therefore, right, my miscellaneous suspense account should now be $4,156.02. Right? Right, because we added the freight or the shipping charges for $350. Okay? And of course, I have to go ahead and update my checking because I wrote another check out. That means I end up spending more money. Okay? So my bank account, as we already addressed, is getting lower and lower and lower. So right now, I'm not going to make any payments to to any bill that I receive because right now, my main priority is to stop spending money and just generate the income so that I can pay those bills off. Okay? Because right now I only have $6,000 left in my checking account. All right? And after me writing this check out for the $350, I am now down to $5,752. Right now, I am really low on cash right now. And of course, I also have to update my subsidiary ledger because in case for any reason they say or Hallie Bros says that, or for any reason that you say that you haven't received the items, right? Hallie Bros can check on their end and said, yes, we shipped it through Valley Delivery Services. And you also have proof of the purchase because you have the invoice number. So in this case, for any reasons that you have to ship back the items, you're going to have to contact Hallie Bros. And if they end up using the same Valley Delivery Services, they come and pick up the items. So in this case, so to prove that you have the transaction, right, make sure that you do that, okay? Shipment of brewer and grinder. Okay. Invoice number 301. reference number, page 3, terms was COD, meaning cash on delivery. That means they demanded the money right then and there for a total of $350. And you made a payment, right, with check number 1511. Right? So there you go. You made a payment for $350. So now when you put in your formula, you should not owe anything to the delivery services. Okay? $0. Okay? All right. So let's do this last transaction just because it's within the same area since we're already in the miscellaneous suspense. Now what I want you to do is I want you to remove the coffee brewer out from the miscellaneous suspense and put it into its actual account. Okay? So how would I move from one account to another?
Would journalize. We're moving. We're moving it.
Mm-hmm. Now how do I do that? What okay, so let's make it a little easier for you. Right now, where is my coffee brewer?
Miscellaneous system.
Right now it's in the miscellaneous suspense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to credit it because I'm going to take it out, right? Right now it's been debited. So now to remove it, I'm going to credit this account. Okay? What about, so now what I'm trying to do is I want to move it out from this account. Where am I moving it out to? I want to, go ahead.
To so we already it's paid for already.
Mm-hmm.
Assets.
We're going to put it into assets where specifically? If it's, so my coffee brewer does not have any extra work that needs to be done. So that one, I can go ahead and safely remove it out because there's no other extra work that needs to be done, right? It's ready to go for service.
Checking.
Not checking, we're not paying for it. So right now, I acquired the coffee brewer, right?
Yes.
It's right now in my miscellaneous suspense, so I need to move it out from my miscellaneous suspense and properly put it into its designated account, which is the coffee brewer account. Do we have a coffee brewer account?
Yes. 15,010.
Good. Now, we need to determine how much my coffee brewer is. So let's go ahead and see. This is what we know so far, right? We know that my coffee brewer cost me $2,266. And we know that because we have it on our invoice, but also we made our calculations here on our journal. We know that it cost me $2,266. We also split the tax to find out that my coffee brewer is actually now there's $186.95 worth of tax, and we know that my total coffee brewer right now is $2,452.95. Now, here's what we have to include, because how did my asset get to my store? Someone shipped it to our store, right? So would that be part of the cost of the asset? Yes. So in this case, I've already written up here that 50% of the shipment is going to be going towards this coffee brewer. So what is 50% of $350? 175. So now, how much is my actual coffee brewer?
It's not the 26, 27?
2627.95 is correct, right? Because I added the cost of my coffee brewer, I added the tax, I added the shipment, so now I get a grand total for 2627.95. Right? So that means that's the amount that I'm going to remove from my miscellaneous expense account, because that is how much my asset costs. 2627.95 is my coffee brewer. Okay? And I'm going to finish this off by saying that I am removing. So to remove coffee brewer out from miscellaneous suspense. Okay? Straightforward, right? That's exactly what you did. You moved it out, right? So now that I have this journal done, I need to actually remove it off from my ledger. So I'm going to go ahead and let's look at it this way first. Let's do the miscellaneous suspense first, and then we'll pop it in. We'll do the coffee brewer account afterwards, okay? So first, let's actually see it get removed off of my miscellaneous suspense account. So here I am. My miscellaneous suspense account tells me that it has my coffee brewer and coffee grinder for a grand total of $4,156.02. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to make a note that I am going to remove coffee brewer. Okay? We're still on page 3. So because I'm going to remove it, right, I'm going to credit my account for the $2,627.95. So therefore, by removing this amount, which is my coffee brewer, it's going to leave me with $1,528.07, which that means this is what my current coffee grinder is right now. Okay? So I'm going to remove my coffee brewer out. And now that I removed that $2627.95, I am now going to dump that into my coffee brewer account because it is ready to go and ready for service. So here under equipment, we have our coffee brewers. So this is where I'm going to designate that I'm going to call this my coffee brewer number 2, because I already purchased one when I acquired the business for $1,900. So then this is coffee brewer number 2. Okay. Price of it was the $2,266. Okay. Plus the 8.25% tax, which gave you $195. Let's take a look. Okay. So you got $186.95 for the tax. $186.95 for the tax, plus $175 shipping. Okay. Which gave me a grand total of $2,627.95. All right. And now I need to increase that to add that together. So my coffee brewers account is going to consist two of my coffee brewers. One for $1,900 plus the one for $2,627.95 to get me a grand total in my coffee brewer account to give me a grand total of $4,527.95. Okay. So now that I removed it, right? Question to you. Do I need to go to the subsidiary ledger? Do I need to update my subsidiary ledger?
Yes.
Why? Who did I have? Who did I hire to remove the coffee brewer from my miscellaneous account to
Oh no, nobody.
exactly, right? We didn't hire anybody. We didn't involve anybody. So in this special case here, this is a internal transaction, meaning it only involved just the company. It didn't involve anybody else. So this is one of those transactions where I don't need to update the subsidiary ledger. I didn't hire anybody to remove it, right? This is from moving from one internal account to another internal account. Okay? All right, so this is where I'm going to stop here for today. Okay, so that means when we come back, we are going to finish up we're going to start the next day. Well, I guess we could say we're going to hire LV Remodeling company to remodel to do the reinforcement foundation for the coffee grinder. Okay, I mean that's again we just hired them to do another job, and then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and start the next day. Okay, for June 11. All right. If you don't have any other questions, okay, I'm going to stop here.